What if you lost something that was once everything to you, and you found it again? But it was broken. The question echoed through the room, a strange tension thickening the air. The sound of hooves on the dirt floor grew louder as everyone held their breath, waiting for something to break the silence. On the stage stood a German shepherd, motionless, its eyes empty and haunted. Once a hero, now a broken shadow. The crowd whispered, "Not worth a dime." The auctioneer sneered, "Damaged goods!" But then a voice rang out, cutting through the murmurs. "I'll take him." Ethan Walker, a war veteran, stood up from the back of the room, his eyes fixed on the dog. His voice, strong and unwavering, sent a shockwave through the crowd. The room froze. No one expected it. But in that single moment, Ethan and the dog's lives were about to change forever. At 34, Ethan was haunted by memories of war. The farm he inherited from his grandfather felt more like a prison than a home. Coffee, horses, and the scars of battle. That was all he had. Then one day he saw an ad for a military dog, its life on the line. Something in him stirred. Military dogs are heroes, he thought. No hero should be discarded like this. The dog's coat was dull, its scars deep. But what struck Ethan the hardest was the dog's empty stare, the same void he saw in the mirror every morning. The unspoken pain that refused to fade. "What's his name?" Ethan asked the auctioneer. "Zero," came the cold reply. "That's not his name," Ethan said firmly, his voice cutting through the tension. "We'll give him a better name." As Ethan moved closer, the dog reacted violently. Its body stiffened, bones creaking, teeth bared in pure rage. The room held its breath. People murmured that the dog was too dangerous, too far gone to save. It should be put down. But Ethan didn't hesitate. "I'm not going to hurt you, buddy," he said softly, kneeling down. To everyone's shock, the dog backed off, confused by the kindness. The crowd stared in disbelief. What was happening? But Ethan didn't falter. "He's coming with me," he said, his voice unwavering. In the beginning, things seemed simple, but as Ethan tried to connect with Shadow, a mystery began to unfold. The dog's real name wasn't just a random label. Rex, a war hero. The truth about Rex's past was far darker than Ethan could have imagined. The scars, the fear, it wasn't just physical. Rex had been broken by something far worse. Then Claire, the vet, dropped a bombshell. James Harrison, Rex's former handler, had disappeared from all records. Ethan froze. James wasn't just a name. He was hunting down the dogs who survived, and now he was coming for them. One night, a violent storm hit the farm. Shadow ran away, panicked, desperate to escape. Ethan chased after him, through the pouring rain. The wind howled, the world blurred. Every step felt like it could be his last. The storm made everything feel more dangerous, like something terrible was coming. After hours of searching, Ethan finally found Shadow, shaking in the mud. "I know what it's like to lose everything, buddy," Ethan said, his voice gentle as he sat beside the dog. Hours passed, and finally, as dawn broke, Shadow took a hesitant step toward him. It wasn't trust yet, but it was a beginning. A week later, Claire revealed the truth. Shadow's real name was Rex, a hero in Afghanistan. But his former handler, James Harrison, had been erased from all records. Rex had been part of a mission where Ethan's team had fallen. "What does that mean?" Ethan asked, his voice full of dread. James Harrison was after them. He wasn't just erasing the past. He was hunting down those who knew the truth. "How many?" Ethan asked, his voice strained under the weight of the revelation. 7 dogs in the last 3 years. Rex wasn't just surviving. He was becoming a weapon for the truth. The night before the final confrontation, Ethan and Rex stood together. "We're going to end this," Ethan said, looking up at the dark sky. "No more shadows, no more silence." Then it came. James Harrison appeared. Not just a handler, but part of a larger conspiracy. He wasn't finished. "How many?" Ethan asked, his voice heavy. "7 dogs in the last 3 years," an FBI agent replied. The truth hit Ethan like a punch. James Harrison wasn't just protecting secrets, he was erasing the truth itself. That night, Ethan and Rex were ready. Their bond was unbreakable. Together, they were prepared for the final battle to stop James and expose the truth. Once and for all, the final battle was brutal. But when it was over, a shocking truth emerged. James Harrison wasn't alone. He was just a piece of a much larger and more dangerous network. The mystery of what happened during the mission that took Ethan's team's lives was far from over. "James isn't the end," Ethan said, staring into the future. "What's behind this is still out there, and we're going to find out."